Hi world! Today I wanted to talk about the side effects of epidural. When I went into labor in March, I went into labor on the 1st and I delivered my baby on the 2nd. I was in labor for 26 hours and they were very, very long, painful hours. And from 2 a.m. until 8 p.m., that was probably, I don't know how many hours, I finally couldn't fight my contractions anymore and I was begging for the epidural. The epidural was wonderful. As soon as anesthesia came in and gave me the epidural on my back, there was not really any pain. I thought that when they gave you the epidural, you would feel like a huge amount of pain stabbing in your back. But it was very easy. Everyone's pain tolerance is different, so going on from there, I wanted to talk about the side effects of the epidural. When I was using the epidural, obviously it worked really good. It lasted for a while. I didn't feel any contractions, and feeling contractions it's challenging, especially if your tolerance for pain is low. And the faster they come in, the harder it is for you to really prepare for the next set. So, that was a positive. And obviously I had a cesarean section, so the epidural once again did its part. I couldn't feel anything. Everything went completely smooth. But the weird thing about it that I want to share with you is that after my surgery and the baby was delivered, I was taken to the recovery room and I was bleeding a lot. Well, they kept on pressing on my stomach to prevent my stomach from my blood from clotting. And when they were doing that, it was very, very painful. And I was surprised because the cesarean section was probably under 20 minutes. And let's just say half an hour later, I was in the recovery room. The epidural seemed to go away because I felt so much pain right after. I felt every time they pressed on my stomach, it was just so painful. And after they went over 10 times of doing that, I was ready to cry. I was really just ready to hit somebody if they even put their hands anywhere near my stomach. It was that bad. But then again, I was high risk and I know they were doing it for a reason. So it was weird that after the surgery, the epidural didn't really stay in my system that long. I don't know if it's because it flushed out of my blood or not. I haven't researched yet. And then when I got home, I was actually, after all that happened, after delivery, I was hospitalized for 4 days just to recover, and everything was okay. And then I came home. 2 days after I came home, my back was in a lot of pain. It was the side effects of the epidural. I could not bend over to change my baby's diaper for, let me think about it, I believe it was me bending over for a minute. Once I hit 45 seconds, my back was in super pain. And it was that kind of pain where you had to stand back straight up. I have her in a bassinet, and sometimes I'm bending over to, swaddle her up. And the back pain would just strike really hard. And it's very unbearable. I feel like an old woman. So that lasted for probably 2-3 days. Once again, our bodies are different, but from my experience, that's really my say on the epidural. It does a very good job. You don't even feel your contractions. Half the time I'm looking at the monitor to see when I'm having one, and it's just that right after the surgery, I felt like I didn't even have an epidural in my system at all, and it lasts pretty long. And they will keep on giving you more as needed. obviously when I was going through my contractions, the epidural that I had was that walking one, and then right before the surgery it was the full epidural where you can't feel your your waist and below. So yeah, and so if you are experiencing back pain, like just bending over to pick something up real quick and you feel a striking amount of pain, just try not to bend over so much, and it's going to take probably 2 to 3 days and it goes away. I have the doctor prescribed me some Colace, Norco, and Motrin. The Norco is very strong, but it does help with all the pain that you feel. The Motrin is for your internal pain inside your stomach, and the Colace is for your stool to soften it, which I didn't really have any problems with it. And then I'm Laotian, speak Lao, from the country Laos. Okay, and we do spicy food, so I got back into spicy food pretty fast. So spicy food was like my Colace, because yeah, my body really just isn't really tolerant of spices right now, and I'm still making curry for dinner tonight. Okay, well, I hope you guys did learn something from my little epidural experience. It's really not bad. They make it seem that way, and he didn't even focus on like the lower back of my back. So it's pretty good. It's actually better than getting an IV, because when they did my IV, they couldn't find my veins, so they just made 2 boo-boos on my right wrist, and then finally someone experienced, after my complaining and seeing holes in my skin and tubes and they were not right, they did it on my left side, and then it's still more work and you still feel it. The epidural is just quick pain, and you know, it's done. Even for them to remove it, it wasn't really painful. Obviously there was no bleeding. When they removed it, it was really just it. So I really do recommend the epidural for those who just want a smooth delivery. I feel like it's pretty smooth, and although mine was rough in its own ways, I don't know what I would do with that one. Thank goodness for the new generation. Alright, thanks for watching.